Well, since speaking on the conference, some delegates, while speaking to ACNN News Crew, expressed gratitude to God over the success of the 2025 edition Conference of Chancellors, Registrars, and Legal Officers, which is the 14th edition, giving insights on the way forward based on resolutions reached.
It's been a very successful conference. And basically, it's a conference for chancellors, registrars, and law officers of the different dioceses of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion. So, as it suggests, we are all lawyers. So, basically, it's the recognition of the role of lawyers in the Anglican Church in Nigeria. And coming here to rub minds also is to enrich the role and performance of the lawyers in matters of the communion. We have learned so many things, we have rubbed minds on so many issues. And some of the very topical ones, like creation of a new diocese, like boundary disputes between one diocese and the other, the best approach and how to avoid it. And generally, the conference is able to teach us that a stitch in time saves nine. If disputes are resolved early, there will be no need for it to snowball or be escalated into litigation in open court. So I think the machinery is being put in place for dispute resolution in every diocese. And if that machinery is properly enhanced, it will all go well for everybody. And then there are certain limits which we might not have known. We now know that no bishop can set up a church in another diocese. Not that we didn't know that before, but some people, because of the nature of the creation of the diocese, became an issue. But after this conference, I guess all the lawyers now know that there are some no-go areas. The bishop has his powers and his authority, but the lawyer will have to point out to him that there are limits here, there are limits here. In terms of spreading the gospel to outside the country and so on and so forth, you have to work with the national body. The General Synod and the primate must be part of it because that church must be responsible to the primate, not to a particular diocese and so on. So by and large, it has been an enlightening experience. It's been thought-provoking. So many issues have come up, they've been moved and resolved. But going forward, we want all of these lessons learned to be put into use to improve service delivery at the diocesan level so that the church will move smoother and they can concentrate more on evangelism than dispute resolution. So I think that is what this has done for us as lawyers, to put us in a position to assist our bishop to resolve disputes on time, and then so that concentration can be given to evangelism.
It's been a very refreshing moment coming again for the conference. From the team of the conference, it has really agitated our minds on the fact that we are not just serving man, but that we will also be called to account for the services we are rendering, even as legal officers in the Church of God. And all the discussions held and resolutions, it has really reignited our minds on our duties and the things, things that we have been taking for granted, the duties, the solemn duties we have as legal officers in the church. We will now take it down. Firstly, in our relationship with our diocesans, will be cordial, but will be business-like in the sense that we have to be firm when there is need to advise our bishops to ensure that the church marches on. And also in the issue of discipline in the church, and the duty of the legal officers to ensure that even the laity understand the workings of the church, understand the constitution and the canons of the church. So we have really had a very refreshing moment here, and we are going back refreshed and better equipped to take the lessons learned here, these resolutions. Of course, when we go, we'll have to relay it and ensure that whatever has been discussed here will be implemented in our dioceses. So it has been a very good moment we've had here, and we are privileged to have been part of it.
It was a marvelous ceremony. It's a conference, but we really enjoyed the gathering, and so I say it's a ceremony. The theme of the conference is called as a watchman, and from the deliberations, from the papers, all we got from it is that legal officers, as chancellors, registrars, and the rest of us as legal officers, we are called into the church, into the Anglican Communion, as watchmen. Being watchmen from our deliberation is to say we are there to ensure that things go right. Being watchman means not to sleep on duty, to be alert at all times, to watch, and I will use the word help our diocesan, that's the bishop, to succeed. Direct him aright, ensure that he's on track. If we notice at any point that is deviating from what the rules, what the law, what the canons provide, it's our duty to remind him and ensure that he gets back on track. Also, for us, that helps us to also help the church in its entirety to be one, because when from different points, from the different dioceses, we act in uniform, that brings the church as one, acting in uniformity. That's what I think is the essence of what we got from the conference. For those who are not here, they possibly would have watched it online, and those that didn't watch it online, we will also pass it down to them when we get back. That's why we have the communique and the resolutions. So they will get from that what was agreed here, and the best they can do is to join us, help us, put into practice what we resolved here. That's it.